Hi guys, welcome back to another show. I hope everyone's doing really well today. This is the Premier League preview show, guys, and I am joined by a special guest today. One of the best Liverpool YouTubers around, good friend of mine. Everyone will know him, Connor from the Cop Council. How are you, my friend?
I'm very good, thank you, mate. A lot of high praise there, which I was not expecting at all. But thank you very much for having me on, and hopefully everyone else is having a fantastic day.
Yes, it's been a busy one, that is for sure. So Egypt, Senegal last night. Did you watch the game?
No, I was live for the game,
Oh no.
um, and obviously checked it out a couple of minutes after what happened and that, and yeah, not good signs from
No.
Senegal fans. Look, I get the fact they want to go to a World Cup and have gone to a World Cup, but the behaviour of the of the fans is that it was wrong.
Yeah,
Um,
bad,
and
yeah.
and I know people go, oh, well, it's it's lasers and that, it doesn't, it shouldn't affect Mo, but look, it does. If anyone's had a laser in the eye, it does affect you. And look, I'm happy for Sadio. Great couple of months for him, but on the other hand, I am disappointed for Mo because that Ballon d'Or again is going to be one of those things again. Whether or not, of course, him not going to the World Cup, would that affect it? Of course.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. One of my very good friends, well, my best friend, I would say, since childhood, Mr. Grant Felt's always nobbed, lovely, ain't it? And I know, he says that from a loving point of view. He's he's someone I call my brother. I hope you're doing well, fella. I hope you're doing well. Um, yeah, in the names we call each other, normally. So, but yeah, the scenes after obviously that game, I was doing a watch along for that game, and it was like the game itself was awful. Quality on show was terrible. Wasn't a very good game of football at all. But obviously penalty shoots are always exciting stuff. But some of I mean, the laser pens were all match. They were from the first minute of that game, and they did not stop. And obviously, on the penalty shootout, they had them on every single Egyptian penalty taker, and then the Egyptian goalkeeper in Senegal were taking their penalties. How the stewards, I mean, the cameraman went to the people holding them every time, and I don't know how the stewards never sorted that out after. But the incidences after the game were not called for at all. And I don't know if you've seen it. It looks like Mo Salah's contemplating retiring from international football.
Yeah, I did see the video, and it's sad, the fact that they're trying to get to a World Cup and having to put up with that. It's like if it was the other way around, it was like, we saw in the Egypt game, there was nothing like that in the first leg from the Egyptian fans, and then you go to Senegal and then they do that. It's wrong. And it's not only Mo as well. It wasn't just him there. It was the whole Egyptian team.
Yeah,
The lasers and the missiles that were thrown and that and other bits and pieces. So it is wrong, but it's that fact of where were the security, where were the stewards, and that. So I think that's the bigger problem there. It's the fact that how was all this allowed to get into the stadium and so on. But of course that will be probably questions unanswered that happen in the next couple of days and weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it weren't just the Egypt. I mean, it's Ghana. Was it Nigeria, Ghana as well? The incident after that game as well, absolutely devastating. And was it a Zambesian doctor got killed as well? It's just got beaten to death as well, didn't he? And all this stuff going on. I love African football. I absolutely love it. Most of the time, the atmosphere in the crowd is amazing. Seeing it's like a festival atmosphere, and it's amazing to see. But the people in control at these stadiums, the stewards, the policing needs to be. I mean, this can't happen. These World Cup qualifiers are being seen by a lot of people, and these instances they can't continue like that. And How you doing, mate? All I know is Dacker's putting Maguire in a split. Oh, yeah,
Jesus
we'll get
Christ.
to that game. We'll get to that game. So we're going to get to the games now. There's a lot of games this weekend. A lot of 3 o'clock games as well. A lot of 3 o'clock kickoffs this weekend. That obviously, being living in Britain, we're not allowed to see, although we invented football. But there you go.
Honestly, lad, I did research on this like last season, and that it's only us, Afghanistan, and Iran are the only only countries not allowed to view 3 o'clock kickoffs in the UK, Premier League games. What on earth is wrong with this country?
I don't know. You can go across the water just to Ireland, and they get the 3 o'clock games. It's nuts. It makes no sense whatsoever. Going to the old toilet, can't wait. Jesus, and so we are going to kick off with Liverpool versus Watford. It's the 12:30 kickoff on Saturday. So, as we know, Liverpool at Anfield, unbeaten in league this season at home, in great form before the international break. Now, Connor, I don't know about you. We was in amazing form. The rhythm was excellent. Scoring goals. I think we only conceded 2 goals in 8 games or something like that so far. So we're in flying form at the moment. Watford obviously fighting relegation. Salah obviously missing out on the World Cup. Mane's going to be up jumping for joy. I think Sarr played last night as well for Senegal. And the Brazilian boys, I think, played in the early hours last night. So, 12:30 kickoff. How are you feeling for this game?
Well, first of all, I'm happy proper football's back. I absolutely hate international footy with a passion, but yeah, excited for it. There's no other way to say it. I'm looking forward to the Watford game. I think that yes, half 12 Anfield, it is a bit of a meh situation. I think being the first game back, especially the internationals, whether it was, it's always annoying, isn't it? But look, I'm happy. I'm looking forward to it. Of course, if we win, we go top of the league and put pressure on Manchester City, which of course is the big, overall point of it. But we just got to go out and do what we do and get back into that rhythm before the international break, and hopefully, batter Watford again.
Yes, exactly. Grant saying the last few games we've won gritty that we have. It has been it's not been our performances in the last few weeks have not been brilliant, but we're getting these games won, and it reminds me of when we won the Premier League last time. We probably played better football the season before when we finished runners up, but the season we won the league, we sort of won the games by 2-1s. I remember. I think we scored a lot of last-minute winners in that league that season as well, and you see it this time as well. It's sort of similar now. I know people say results at this time of the season more than performances, but I don't know about you, Connor. I always feel like that can be the case, but because Man City are so good as well, our performances, I don't know if you agree, have to pick up a tad.
I think Liverpool have played, and I think we do this quite well. I think we play to the level of the opposition at times. I think, especially against Brighton, we didn't have to use, too much energy for it. We got that goal, Luis Diaz, and then of course I think we could have stepped up the tempo a little bit. I think the problem with doing that though is if we saw against for example when we've lost against West Ham and Leicester this season, we stepped it up too late in the game to get back up to our level. But it's a blessing in disguise a little bit with the fact that Watford will play hopefully back in that 3rd or 4th gear that we all know and love. I don't think we've been there so much this season. I think Liverpool still have a few gears to go up, and hopefully it'll be 4th or 5th gear now from now until the end of the season. You'd hope and pray, but I do think that the overall, the general feeling about this game would be get the job done early and then rest players then for maybe, the likes of Benfica, Man City in a week's time as well. If you're 3 or 4-0 up, bring off the likes of, Mo, Sadio, and so on if they do start in that. But I can't see Watford being the big threat. I know they've got Ismail Assar and I know they're fighting relegation, but Roy Hodgson doesn't have the best of records at Anfield, neither. So I'm very confident, but you've always got to have that little bit of doubt in the back of your mind, sadly.
Yeah, you do. Exactly. Ant says 12:30 kickoffs are dead. Yeah. The only thing good about 12:30 kickoff is that if your team wins, you can sit back all weekend chilled, can't you? That is one of the positives. Big up Jamie, nervous for this period of fixtures we have. Big up to you, Ali. Hate 12:30 kickoffs. We have to wake up early to watch it rather a 5:30 kickoff under the Anfield lights. Yeah, that is the only thing on it. You have your brekkie and you're right into the game, aren't you? I've put my chips on fuming. You burn your chips, man. That's why I use microchips. You can never burn them. Evening, Chris. How you doing, my man? Has to top level against City. Yeah. 50 nothing less against Man City. You're totally right, my man. Have you seen what Gary Neville said? He thinks Liverpool will win the league and he thinks we can do something special this season because of our attack. Yeah, I think was that on the his YouTube show, wasn't it, today or something, wasn't it?
And, he did speak about it, but 2 weeks ago he said he still thought Man City were going to win the league. Yeah. So he changes every week with his opinions. I
think he's saying it to because if we don't do it, he can be like, "Oh, thank God for that sort of thing."
But then he's also turned around and gone, "Oh well, Liverpool and FSG at the minute we're all happy with the way things are going."
Yeah.
And as soon as Klopp leaves, you'll all find out, how bad of owners FSG are. It's like, have a look at your owners first, lads. Are you taking the mick? Yeah, have you seen your football club at the minute? You can't even decide which manager you want.
No, exactly. I mean, look, we could have a 24-hour stream going on about FSG. I mean, it's so polarizing with the people love them or hate them or are stuck in the middle or stuff like that. But look, at the end of the day, our owners have done wrong. Of course, they have. All owners do. No owner's perfect. But you look at what's happening in the world at the moment. Roman Abramovich. I mean, Man City. Look, we all know Man City did cheat, and if they got their paperwork in time, Man City would have been banned from Europe for 2 years, and probably had penalty deductions in the Premier League after because of it. But so no owners are perfect. But when I look at our club as a whole, we're in a good way. We're in a good way. We hardly got any debt, if any. We've got great scouting, great management, great analytics teams. Everything about it is set up at our club beautifully at this moment in time. So, no, I mean, Gary Neville needs to look at their own Man United's ownership. Bloody hell. I know what American owners I'd rather have. I know that. You lost against Leicester. Don't remember that one.
I will always remember, Anthony, especially you tweeting there every 5 minutes. just for your 5 minutes of fame.
Great, Chris, I'm so gutted. That was my last snack in the freezer. Man, I think you need a shop run. I think you need to get out. Right, we have got a massive April. I want to get to that. April's going to be huge. Absolutely. I think we got. It's Watford Saturday, City, Benfica. City, Benfica, Man United, ain't it? Is it that way?
I think
it's I think it's saying like that. Gary Neville talking with reason. I'm shocked. Shame he didn't do that when the Norwegian Gollum from Lord of the Rings was in charge of Man United. Oh no, got to stick up for their mates. Have you seen Jamie Salary thinking of retiring? Yeah, we just said that the opening of the show, my man. Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he'd be 34 at the next World Cup, won't he? I mean, and if that's Egypt even make it, where's the next AFCON? Is that 2 years from time? Is it every 2 years the AFCON? So he'd be 32. I mean, he has got to think about it. Gary Neville loves to flip-flop. He certainly does. To be fair, no one has been more critical of Man United than Neville. Yeah, just they stuck up for It's like he stuck up for Solskjaer, but it's now criticising the new manager. So it just shows, doesn't it? True, but like Neville's didn't. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. Didn't give any criticism. United cheated at the start of the Premier League. They got a chunk of the money. The start of the Premier League starting. That's true. Tom in the house, how are you, Jamie? Hello, Lizard. Hope you're both well.
For God's sake, Tom.
Oh man, Jay in the house, how you doing, Jay? Hope you're good. Hope you're good. Bless up yourself as well, man. And Jamie, do you get nervous when you watch Liverpool? I will in the Man City game. My nerves will. That's because we all know that game. So Liverpool versus Watford. To put a scoreline on this, Connor, I am going to go 3-0. I think we'll win 3-0. I know I've seen a lot of results out there saying we're going to batter them, but I've just got to remember everyone's coming off international break and it's 12:30 kickoff. Sensible result. I'm going 3-0 personally.
Well, great minds think alike. I'm going 3-0 as well. It's plain and simple, isn't it? Just get the win. 3 points, done, dusted, move on.
Yeah, exactly. Carl, can someone tell and he isn't funny? Go for it, Carl. Go for it. It's open forum. 2-1 says Ant. 3-1 says Chris. Right, guys, let's get to some of the 3 o'clock games. Brighton versus Norwich. Whoa, can't wait for this. So, was Cole 0-0? Come on. Oh, Jesus gracious. Roy Hodgson to roll over. Yeah, Roy. I mean, that's if he survives it. All right. Brighton versus Norwich City in a game that, well, I mean, Brighton, they've lost 6 in a row. Is it 6 in a row they've lost?
Yeah.
I mean, they're in a bit of free fall at this moment in time, but this happens to Brighton every season. First half of the season, they're decent. Second half of the season is when they fall off. Norwich, I think we can all safely say on here, relegated already. What is it, 17 points they've got or something stupid like that this season? I mean, they're not going nowhere. Brighton at home, not been great at home lately against Norwich. What's your thoughts, Connor?
I was looking on the form table and that's all I can see is red on both teams. And yeah, it's going to be one of these games where it's just going to be either a boring 0-0 or it will be a 1-0 win to someone. I've most likely put my bet on Brighton, just getting that odd goal. I'm just looking now at the head-to-heads. I think, early on in the season, 0-0. I think back in 2020, Brighton beat them 1-0. I think Brighton 1-0, but I would not be surprised if this was like one shot on target each and just 0-0.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Guys, get in the comments, guys. Get all your scores in the comments as well, and we'll read them out as well. Chris has done here 1-0 Brighton. As I say, it's got that. It's a 1 goal or nothing, isn't it? Definitely. Hi, Doug. How are you, my man? Hope you're doing well. Carl, you love to. Jesus. Brighton have to eventually win a game. I mean, this is the game. If they go win one, it should be this one. There's no other. Grant says Liverpool are better when Hendo plays fat, and he's correct. Not enough love for Henderson for Liverpool. Quality player for us. Hi, Doug. Brighton are on the beach for a cold beer, and I was about to say a cold boy, a cold beer with the ice cream. Oh God. Whippy ice cream. I could do one of them right now. To be fair. Hello, Anthony. Jamie, have you seen the BT Sports boot room with Klopp talking about it? I have. Have you seen it, Connor?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I watched it.
When he made a new boot room, calls it the best pub in Liverpool, don't he? Norman from Norwich come to play the Brendan's Tricky Blues. Norman from Norwich. Can't see many neutrals watching this one. No, this is going to be last on Match of the Day, isn't it? Even if it's 5-5. Perfect game for anyone that Norwich. They are as awful medical moronic YouTubers who can hope in books. Jesus. Drop the link and I'll pop on, mate. Okay, no worries, fella. I'll do that in 1 sec, Doug. Doug and Anthony. 1-0 Brighton. Guys, win the quad and Klopp leaves, or win just the Prem and Klopp stays. Oh, that's nasty, Ali.
Freaking, I can't ask a question like that.
Oh, I can't answer that at the moment. We'll get back to that. I will star that comment.
Can we guarantee that City don't win the Champions League by that second part?
Yeah. That would be all right. Hello, Jamie. And Cop Council has been at the Handsome Pills again. Look at been at the Handsome Pills, Handsome Pills. Big up everyone else out on the thing. Let me just put the link in right while we're just about to do that. Brighton. So I'm gonna go 2-0 Brighton in that game. Right. Burnley, Man City. Connor, I'll let you speak first. This is why I just put the link in for Doug.
Do you know what? I'm gonna sound like a proper idiot now, probably by Saturday afternoon, but I think this is going to be a draw. I have a feeling that, especially if Liverpool beat Watford early on in the day, I think that Man City's heads are going to explode, and I think Burnley might get that early goal or like that that odd-off goal, and I think they're just going to park the bus and pray and hope. And for me, I think City are going to slip up. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw, man. I mean, I hope. I mean, obviously, us playing first is whoever goes first between these two teams on the odd weekend is always got the team playing second is going to feel the pressure. The team, no matter who you're playing. I mean, Man City on any other day going away to Burnley would batter them, wouldn't they? I mean, it's just they would. But when you play with pressure, knowing that your arch rivals are probably just taking over you at the league in that part of the table, pressure does a weird thing to people, and you get weird results. So it's going to be interesting. And while we say that, we bring Doug in. My man, how are you?
Good evening, Jamie. Thank you very much for having me. Good evening, Connor. Hope you're good. I don't know what the weather's been like for you guys. We've had 4 seasons in one day here. It was actually snowing about an hour ago. I don't know if it's still snowing. But yeah, I mean, it's bright sunshine on Monday, and then you've got snow on Wednesday. It's mental.
That's British weather for you, ain't it? That's just British weather for you. So Doug, Burnley City. Mm-hmm. You heard what Connor said there. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I think the international break came at the right time for Manchester City. If I'm being honest, I think it came at the wrong time for us. So I think it came at the wrong time for Burnley as well. But I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. But I'd like Burnley to win. Don't see it. I'd like to see a draw. I don't see it. I'm actually going to go for a 1-0 win to City.
1-0 City, and look who is. The Mac is back. It's
Hello, Jack.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me on, Jay. Apologies.
You're welcome, mate. You're welcome.
I'm a bit late. I was just having my tea and just getting things done. But yeah, cheers. I've been watching. Good show as always.
To be shocked.
How you been, Feli? Been good?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Thank you very much.
No worries, man.
I don't know if Connor's told you or chat. I bought some whiteboards for my room and been putting them up today. And I didn't know they were that big.
All right.
For context, guys,
big, it's like,
I got a message that look at these whiteboards and just got like a big, like fat picture of just these big ass long whiteboards.
I was like, oh, Sand, I'll order a packet too. It won't be too big. I was like, you trying to schedule, like, write down the shows that everyone's doing. I'm like, oh, no.
It's taking up your whole room.
No. Yeah.
Oh, man. So, so, Jack, Man City, Burnley. So, obviously, Liverpool play. I'll get your guys Liverpool Watford results as well, because we're playing Watford obviously at the 12:30 kickoff. We're very comfortable here that we'll get a victory against Watford at home. That puts the pressure onto Man City. So I was saying pressure can do a weird thing. Well, obviously, most of the time, Man City would go to Turf Moor and win quite comfortably. a lot of the top teams do. But pressure can put weird things into your minds. And I look at it, I think in January we were 14 points behind Man City, weren't we?
Yeah.
And we have your chance to go 2 points above them before they play. That can mess with your mind a little bit and put a lot of pressure on you, no matter how good you are as a professional. So, Jack, what do you think of that game?
I'm hoping. I think all of us are, but I think given how open Burnley have been in the past against Manchester City, but this is if Burnley can do the unthinkable and get 3 points, it's what their fans would class as a free hit. I think it is when you do play against top teams, but if they can somehow get even a point, I think it'd be massive for it to come the end of May, because it would put them probably ahead of schedule in terms of the points in which they want to accumulate. But I think it'll just be another City one, as chat's saying already. I think City go there, and we're hoping, obviously, I think they'll react in the right way. But I can't see it. As much as I'd love it, I always would, but I'm going to go like a 3-4-0 to City, because I think Guardiola, he's had a couple of days or a good week with obviously the City players that didn't go on international duty, and he'll be drilling it into them. And obviously he would have skewed over quite a lot of the tactics in terms of when they played at Selhurst Park a couple of weeks ago. And I think Pep will be all guns blazing for this one.
Yeah. It's just obviously as Liverpool fans, we just hope
we can hope
Burnley just completely shit out them and just like tear behind the ball and just like frustrate the hell out of them. I was shocked. I did a video the other day comparing Manchester City and Liverpool squads, because I was watching a few channels last week, and some City fans were talking about their squad's actually not that big, and I didn't think anything of it. I thought, no, Man City have got a massive squad. They've got like 24 players. And I looked at it, Man City squad's not actually that big. They got 16 players, I'd say.
Yeah.
And they got a lot of young players, youth players. And so I did this comparison the other day on my channel just for the sake of it. And, because people say Liverpool, like you hear pundits, who are paid to give their opinion when their opinion sucks and don't obviously do their research. And because they say Liverpool's bench is not as good as Man City's and their squad is not as good as Man City's. So I had the side-by-side comparison for the squads on my show the other day. And Man City's squad, I do honestly think the only place Man City are stronger than Liverpool squad-wise is midfield. I really do think that, because up top, I think we got the best forward line in Europe. Defensively, our back four, I mean, you could argue it, but I would prefer our back four. Robbo's an actual left back. Simicast's an actual left back. I mean, one of their left backs is doing time. The other left back is, he's more of a midfielder, ain't he? Shevchenko. He's more of a midfielder. So, and then the goalkeeper situation. So, this is why these two clubs are where they are in the league and in Europe. They're just. I don't think we get enough respect for the squad that Jurgen Klopp has built. I really don't. Because you hear them all. And that's just what I don't know what you guys feel with that. I don't know what you guys think about that. Have you? I mean, check it out. I mean, City squad is not that strong.
Yeah,
their forward line. They've only got 3 forwards. They've actually only got 3 forwards. The reason Jack Grealish and Foden are midfielders, but they play in that forward line because they haven't got anyone to play in that forward line.
Even in goal as well, if you alluded to there, mate. We've got a better number 2.
Yeah, they've got Stefan, ain't they?
And they've got, as you said there, when you're written off the players. I think I was watching, I think it was the overlap on Sky before when I was at my tea, and I think they were talking about obviously man for man in terms of Liverpool. I'd fully agree with you, and obviously I think us Liverpool fans have obviously probably jumped on that bandwagon and saying, especially this season, the one thing when you look at City, everyone that goes, oh yeah, they've got a bigger squad. I think, yes, Liverpool have got a better squad, but I think City have got just a tiny bit better in terms of the midfield department. Yeah. They've got a plethora really of world-class players. Obviously, Gundogan, Fernandinho, I know he's leaving, but he's very experienced. Kevin De Bruyne, Foden, the more or less playing him. Grealish can play in that central attacking areas as well. So, and a load of them that I haven't mentioned, but we're getting there. I think if we do somehow win a couple of trophies this year, it's exciting. I don't think the what we've bridged, and I don't know how you lads feel and everyone in chat, obviously adding in terms of Diaz up front, I'd say we've got the better attacking force and we've got the better defensive force, as you said there, Jay. The midfield for City, and obviously I think Liverpool are better in terms of goalkeeping department as well. Just that midfield area that City just edgy.
Yeah, for me they do. And City never get injuries, is the thing. City never have long-term injuries, really, either. But the thing with Man City's squad, their squad is very versatile. So they have players who can play a lot of multiple positions. You know, like Zinchenko can play left-back for Man City quite comfortably, but he's really a midfielder. Grealish and Foden play them forward areas. But in reality, they're midfield players. And if Manchester City had Liverpool's forward line, Foden and Grealish should be in the midfield area. They wouldn't be in that top three area. So they're more of a versatile squad, and they don't really get injuries. So when Liverpool get the injuries, it impacts them a lot more on their squad than it does to Man City. Why? But it just annoys me that people get paid to do this as a job, and they never do their research properly. And I just thought I'd bring that up, guys, as a little side topic. So are we all going for Man City but against Burnley, are we?
Yeah. If you somehow do it, boys, we'll all be on our channels going, fucking get it.
I'll tell you what right now, if Burnley hold Man City to a draw on Saturday,
I'll never say a bad word about Burnley ever again.
The league, for me the league's won. For me the league's won, because that would just be a massive dent in City's confidence, being 14 points behind only in January to then 2 points behind on same games played. That would dent their confidence. Liverpool can go to the draw, couldn't they? Exactly.
Would we be technically 2 points ahead, Jane?
Yeah, because we're a point. They're a point. Because there's a point in it now.
Yeah. Well, so we've seen leagues won by 2 points, haven't we?
Yeah. So for me, it's such an this weekend is so interesting. It really is. Chelsea, another 3 o'clock game. Chelsea Brentford. Chelsea are Chelsea are in decent. Chelsea are actually in decent form. I mean, they're in good. I didn't realise it, because when you talk to Chelsea fans, they talk so negatively sometimes, and I looked at it and their form is actually really good. It's at that Christmas period in December, Connor, that Chelsea really, that's where the league was lost for Chelsea, in that Christmas period. And, you know, and you got Brentford at the moment. For me, look like they're going to survive now. They've had a couple of wins and on 30 points. So Chelsea, Brentford, Connor, what do you think of that, my man?
I'd agree. Chelsea did fall off around Christmas time, and right now, in my opinion, they have nothing too much to play for in terms of league position. They're going to comfortably finish third, I would say. They're not battling anyone else for top four in that regard. I think they will have one eye on midweek with the Champions League. I think that's the main focus for Chelsea now going forward. But of course, Brentford, they'll want to get a result against Chelsea, of course, you know, to obviously secure their safety in the Premier League. We think that they're safe now, but of course we know how easy things can turn at the bottom of the league anyway. So for me, though, I think, Chelsea, I think, will be comfortable winners against Brentford, probably around 3-0, I think.
3-0, fair enough. Doug?
I disagree with you, Connor. I don't think Chelsea Brentford is going to be as comfortable as many people think. I think Chelsea have one eye on the Champions League as well. I think they will beat Brentford. This game ended 1-0, and I seem to remember Brentford actually played very, very well. Just couldn't get a goal against Chelsea. I think Mendy had a very, very good game that day as well. But Brentford are in a bit of resurgence, you'd have to say as well. I thought Chelsea were extremely fortunate to beat Newcastle in the last game. If I'm being honest, Havertz shouldn't have been on the pitch, but the way he takes his goal is Giroud-esque. It's just the way he takes it down and just curls into the bottom corner. It was a very, very good finish. But I think Chelsea will win this game. But I'm actually giving Brentford a go. I'm going 2-1 Chelsea.
2-1. Wow. Jack, Doug coming with some facts there. Jack.
That's my facts. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna back Brentford, even if you get relegated cases. Fucking pinch Tony off them. I'm gonna go Brentford 1. I'm gonna go for Brentford win, only because my man Ivan Toney, he's stat padding against the last 2 fixtures. I think he scored like 5 goals or 6 goals in the last couple of games anyway, and he's 4-4-6. He's in at least the top 10 goal scorers in the Premier League now, so he's getting there. I thought I would have scored a bit more, but as Duggan and obviously Connor alluded to, I think they might have one eye on the Champions League because obviously the opposition in which they're coming up against, in terms of the rest players. Pulisic has been playing quite a lot of football recently in terms of obviously for the States. Over in America, so I think there might be a couple of changes, but at the minute Chelsea can't be affording, similar to Liverpool and City, they can't be affording to drop points, given that obviously likes of Arsenal and obviously Spurs as well, and obviously similar teams down there as well that need points, even United to an extent. I'm gonna go 2-2 draw. I know I was going to say Brentford, but I think there'll be quite a lot of goals in this.
Now, Brentford, we know, they can play good football, and Tony is in, as you say, stat padded a little bit, but he's in decent form at the end of the day. And obviously, Ivan Toney can't keep his mouth shut off the pitch, but I find that hilarious. I don't know. I don't make too much of it, to be fair. I mean, he's just... I
didn't think it was too bad, mate.
No, I think neither do I. I think they just blew it a bit out of proportion, didn't they? I've heard much worse come out of players' gods. You know what I mean? It's just that... it's going to be a difficult one for Brentford for me. I think it will be a tight game. I don't see Chelsea... Chelsea don't batter teams, do they? That's not what they do. No. They don't go... they don't batter teams. They win by the odd goal. That's how they win their games. They keep things as tight as they can at the back. They try and control the midfield, and they get a goal or 2, and then they shut up shop, and that's game over for them. That's how they play their game. So, but Brentford will try and, upset Chelsea. They will come. Thomas Frank will come there. He won't park the bus. He'll play football. He'll try and attack them. He'll try and upset them. Play some long balls into the box, hold up the ball.
I think the thing is with the resurgence of Brentford is the performances of David Raya. Yeah. I think it's David Raya. I think without being too harsh on Alvaro, what's his name, Fernandez, he wasn't a great keeper. He wasn't a great keeper. So, do you know the thing is? Do you know the thing for me is as well? I look at Brentford at the moment, and I think they are the better of the teams in and around them at the moment. And I said at the start of the season, I thought Brentford would survive 17th. And looking at it at the moment, they look like they're going to survive. And I think Brentford, for me, are a very, very good side. They're better than Norwich, they're better than Watford, and they're better than Burnley. Yes, I know people have said that they were very, very close to going down towards the relegation zone, but those last couple of wins have just pulled them away ever so slightly. So, and when you've got Christian Eriksen firing for Denmark, it's got a very, very good game ahead for sure.
Yeah, totally. I mean, Brentford's they've won 2 and lost 3 in their last 5 games, which it's not. I mean, they lost just out to Leicester 2-1. Then they beat Burnley 2-0, which was a massive game for Brentford, that game against Burnley, and beating Norwich 3-1 as well. So they won the games that mattered to them this season, and they're 15th at the moment on 30 points. I mean, Palace are 12th from 34 and Southampton 11th from 35. So, as you say, I think Brentford will... I can see them picking up a couple of more wins yet this season and being really safe. No
Yeah.
problem at all.
Because I think always when we all done our shows, and we lads, we were looking at the fixtures. I think it was one of your shows, Jay, a couple of weeks ago, and we were analysing all the fixtures, and we're like, well, Brentford could get drawn into this. But obviously, the two results in which they've had are massive, similar to where there was another Leeds as well. The recent result they've had. I think, as you said, there, Jay, if Brentford can at least get 1 or 2 wins, that more or less should. I don't know how much that will. How many points would that put them on if the
Well, if they can get 36,
wins.
that's 2 more wins.
Yeah, so that put them ahead of Southampton and level on points with Leicester as well. Obviously, Leicester
and I'm not surprised. Raya has been a fantastic goalkeeper for Brentford. And
he's been excellent.
He's getting in the head of David De Gea in the Spanish national side, and I think it kind of shows that he's been excellent.
There's been a few good goalkeepers in the league this season, I have to say, and I think we're starting to realise now that the goalkeeper's position is arguably the most important position on the pitch.
Yeah,
if you can get that goalkeeping position right, you only have to look at us, for example. I mean, we had all the talent on the pitch going forward and everything, and then we didn't have the right goalkeeper, and now we've got the right. I mean, Alisson for me is arguably our player of the season. Right, and I know a lot of people say Salah and all that, but Alisson has been amazing this season, and some of the saves he's done, and that's what wins you. That's what wins your stuff.
Yeah, I think always like we could have watched. I know I did watching Van der Sar, bloody Bale, and even Schmeichel when I was very young, playing so well for United. Goalkeepers, as everyone says, win your titles, and obviously we've seen that in the Champions League when. It obviously Heung-min Son and a couple of Tottenham players had great opportunities. Obviously, they're comfortable saves, but still, you've got to be in there considering the 12 months prior we had to that fiasco. So, yeah, it's amazing. He's in the form of his life, Alisson, and it's great. It's a detriment to the league, and I think Wolves goalie's been quite good as well. Sarr.
He's been some great goalkeeping performances this season. So Chelsea, Brentford, just to wrap it up. So I'm going Chelsea and a narrow win, Connor. You was going.
I might go 2-0 now. Doug's convinced me. I'm going 2-0 Chelsea.
Doug, you were going Chelsea as well, just weren't you?
I'm going just 2-1. Yeah.
Peace 2-all. I'm going.
You're going 2-all. You're going for a Desmond. Liz Ali is a generational talent. He certainly is. He's a quality keeper. Best around for me. Best around. Leeds Southampton. This is going to be an interesting game. This is going to be a Leeds.
This weekend's going to be mad, isn't it?
So Leeds, exactly. Leeds are sitting on 29 points. Southampton are 11th on 35 points. Leeds ain't out of this just yet. I know they picked up, a great win before the international break. Great result. But they're not out of this yet. I mean, I think if Leeds win 1 more game, 2 more games, I think that's them up. You just don't know what Leeds and Southampton team you're going to get. These two are the most Jekyll and Hyde sides in the Premier League for me. You just don't know what team. You don't know what two are going to turn up. Southampton can be absolutely quality one day, play you off the park, and the next week they lose 5-0 to nobody. Leeds are the same. This could be 4-all, 6-all, 1-0, 0-0. This has got so many kind of results in this game. That result for Leeds for midweek, I think, was that Jesse Marsh's first win? I can't remember quite now.
Did he win the game before?
Yeah, he's got 2 wins. Was it 2 in a row? So he's got rolling now. So, and Ralph Hussenall at Southampton is one of my favourite coaches in the league. Don't think he gets the credit he deserves. I mean, he hasn't got the resources at Southampton. Loses players all the time. Works miracles with what he's got. For me, plays really good football. And I don't think he gets the respect he deserves. But this game, Leeds at home. I'm going for this. For me, this is going to be an entertaining game. This might actually be the most entertaining game of football this weekend in a weird way. Both play very open brand of football, like to score goals, like to entertain. I'm going for a Leeds 3-2 win. Connor?
I agree with you on that. I was just taking a quick look now. Like in the last 5 games, obviously Southampton won last time out, but every single team the other team has scored, the other team hasn't replied. Just literally been 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 3-0, and 1-0. So based on that, it would be boring. But again, it's Leeds United, and it's
Never
again,
boring, is it?
yeah, it's never boring when it's Leeds. But I think it's going to be 2-1 to Leeds. I think Jesse Marsch, hopefully, over the 2 weeks, has put some defensive tactics into that Leeds team because it massively needs it.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think he will have at the same time. But for me, I think Southampton are in cruise street at the minute. Look, they're in the middle of the Premier League table, aren't they? And perfectly safe. And fair play for them doing that, because I had them to go down at the start of the season. For me, but yeah, I think Leeds 2-1, but I think it'd be very entertaining 2-1.
Just to let everyone know, Leeds have conceded 67 goals this season.
It's almost as more as Everton. Wait, what?
67.
Of course you mention Everton.
67 goals they've conceded this season, which is absolutely ridiculous. They're going to concede over 70 goals probably by the end of the season. I mean, that's a ridiculous amount. But as you say, they won their last two. They beat Norwich 2-1. And that epic against Wolves, winning 3-2 in the last minute of the game. Did the international break just is going to stop their momentum, or will Leeds carry on, Doug?
I think Southampton are on the beach.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I think if you look at Southampton, know they're safe. That they know that they're not going to go down. And I agree with you when you said that Hasenhüttl doesn't get the credit he deserves. I think he's been a fantastic manager for them as well. And actually, I look at the Southampton side, and I look at Hasenhüttl. I've got a feeling he might leave at the end of the season. I have a feeling he could potentially be one of the ones that goes. But Leeds just need to keep winning. They just need to keep winning to actually stay up for sure. But I'm actually going to give this a Leeds win, and I'm actually giving a Leeds clean sheet. This is a bit of a rarity for me, so I'm going 2-0 Leeds.
Nice, Jack.
Doug, I think hell will freeze over if Leeds keep a clean sheet, mate. Hell will freeze over. All the Leeds fans will be like going to the hospital after the game, going, "What the fuck have we just watched?" I'd agree with the lads. I've said Jay and everyone in chat. I think everyone's going with a Leeds win. Yeah. I did watch quite large. The second half, obviously, the first half wasn't the best for Leeds. It was it the Friday game? Just before. It was one of the first games of the weekend, and yeah, it was a very good second half. Obviously,
cheers, Chris.
Nice one, that. For the fullback, what's his fella? What's the fullback for Leeds called? It's a Luke Ayling.
Yeah. He broke his ankle in the celebration.
He fitifies probably the worst salvation all season. But yeah, he pitifies really what Leeds is all about, doesn't he? Like, obviously, gun-ho, obviously. But it's the goals. I think when you're down there, we spoke, all of us, on our shows. When you're down there, it's difficult to score goals. But what Leeds do right, and even though they do concede a load of goals, they score goals, and they've got Rafinha, who hopefully comes to us. You never know. I'm going to go Leeds 3-1. I would agree with Doug, but Doug would be the first person I message. And obviously, if Leeds, I'll be like, I wonder what the odds are on that. I was going to say. It'd be bloody mad.
That would be mad. If they can get clean sheet, that should be 6 points for Leeds, really, shouldn't it? Should be fair and give them an extra few points. But no, I think we're all going, full house for Leeds United. And as say, Southampton, it's beach time for them, ain't it? Some nice beaches around Southampton, but I don't think that's where they'll be. So the next game we're looking at is Wolverhampton versus Everton Villa.
Another biggie.
Nice little derby here. So Wolves, everyone was bigging Wolves up a lot the last few weeks before their double losses to Arsenal in quick succession.
I told me as well. That was me.
They're lost. No, I think we all were fair. They suddenly were going up that league. They weren't conceding many goals, not scoring much, mind, but no, they were getting. I think they were 6th at one time at their highest, I believe. And they were climbing up the table nicely. Everyone was like, "No, these could be the dark horses for Europe." 2 quick losses to Arsenal, the loss to Leeds, obviously. Do you just feel, I don't know, if momentum's just come out of Wolverhampton Wanderers right now? I mean, they're in excellent position in the league, full stop. Everyone worried about Wolves at the beginning of the season, and Bruno Lage will come in, how they would do as a team and all that. So I think they've outperformed themselves this season, I would say. Aston Villa, Stevie's only just come to Villa. He had a good January transfer window, getting some players in. But when I watched Steve. I haven't really watched much of Villa since Stevie's been in charge, but I personally did the Villa Arsenal watch along before international break. And watching Aston Villa, they're a good side, but they've got no pace in their team whatsoever.
Yeah.
They lack pace. And you can't have Coutinho and Bundia in the same side. It just don't work. And they play alongside Ollie Watkins. Now, Ollie Watkins is an all right player. He can be a bit of a statue at times, but you've got to have pace around him. Like you saw a bit of England the other day.
Yeah.
And he had Sterling and Grealish and all that running around him, doing the legwork for him, and he can get into nice positions. Villa, for me, I'm not, obviously, you can't rate what job Gerrard's doing next. He's only just got there. You've got to give him 2 or 3 seasons, but he needs pace in his team badly. It's quite easy to defend against Aston Villa as the opposition for me, because they're not going to get in behind you, so you can push up quite high. This Wolves, as I say, they have conceded a lot this season, but they've just gone through a bit of a dip. This has got draw written all over for me. I'm gonna go 1-1 in this game. Connor?
I would agree with what you said, mate. I think Wolves, for me, we've spoken about goalkeepers. If it wasn't for Alisson Becker, I think Jose Sa would definitely be my keeper for the season. I think he's been absolutely brilliant. I thought he would struggle with the league, especially replacing Rui Patricio, as well as a figure in that Wolves side. But he's been, for me, my Wolves' player of the season without a shadow of a doubt. And I think for Villa, obviously we spoke about January. I think the summer window as well is going to be huge for Stevie to finally get his first proper stamp on the team. He's got it now already. Of course, whether or not he gets Coutinho on a full time deal, I think that will be huge for Villa going forward. I think Stevie wants Coutinho full time, but will Villa do it? Who knows? But for this game, I agree. I think I'm going for a 2-2 draw. I think earlier on in the season, I think Wolves beat Villa 3-2. So, but I think both teams will concede, and I think 2-2, and end in a draw.
Doug?
I'm going to disagree again. I'm actually going to say Wolves do the double over Villa. I'm going 2-1 Wolves.
2-1 Wolves. 2-1 Wolves. I'd say Villa they've got that mixed form at the moment, haven't they? And I keep saying that if they had more pace in this Villa team, this Villa team would be dangerous for me. They've got good players in this squad. They're just easy to defend against, Jack.
Yeah, 100%. And I think I was at the Legends game this week, and I think Gerrard had more fun than he did have when his Aston Villa side got beaten last week. Because I think all of us seen him on the touchline. He was like, he was fuming at them. The effort that they put in. I know it was against Arsenal, but Gerrard knows the task in which he needs to do. And there's a couple of players, as all of you have mentioned, that do need moving on. But I'm going to go Wolves because I want them to get a European spot. Them and West Ham, I want them 2 teams because it'd be great to see them in Europe. Obviously, I know Wolves have already been there. I think obviously under new now. But I'm going to go Wolves. I'm hoping that he can regain a bit of form just before they play City. I know they do play them in a couple of weeks. So I'm going to go Wolves 2-0. Hopefully we do see the Wolves back. Typical Wolves back.
Wolves 2-0. I think is that 2 draws and 2 Wolves wins in that one there, guys? Mm-hmm. So the 5:30 game on Saturday is Manchester United versus Leicester City. This is going to be a big game. What's this? The Liverpool guy looks like Andy's older brother. Who's Andy? And we're all Liverpool guys.
I'm not got a clue. Who's Andy?
That's what it is. They're all
I'm very concerned.
they're all Liverpool lads. Probably me because I got the Liverpool top on. I know, but Man United Leicester, the 5:30 game. Man United obviously trying to get top four. Not being in great form. We all know Man United's problems at the moment. Leicester have fallen off. No, they have fallen off the top of the tree and fell hard, don't they? They're just not the team they once were under Brendan Rodgers. Had injuries this season. Man United, though, are the story. I mean, look, we keep hearing all news about Man United to go hire this manager, hire that manager, doing job interviews. I've never heard of an elite side do job interviews for a manager in my life. I mean, if you want a manager, you're an elite club on Manchester United and you want a manager, you just go and get the manager, don't you? You don't. Mm-hmm. You don't do job. I think they've interviewed Pochettino and Ten Hag on the international break. I mean,
if you're one of those candidates, Jay, and everyone, you're going to be like, why am I not being your first choice? Go and sod yourself. You can F off.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I don't get it. And the thing is, Man United fans don't want Pochettino, yeah? But apparently Pochettino interviews very well. And
I think all of us do a good interview, Jake. I think all of us.
But Pochettino apparently is known when he does interviews. He just, the people that interview him, they just love him straight away. So he's very, very good at interviews. And I don't know who's going to be the Man United manager. To be honest, I couldn't give a toss.
Who cares?
At the end of the day, they're in lumber at this moment in time. Arsenal are like, it makes you. This is how bad Man United have fallen. Arsenal are in better order than Manchester United right now. You look at Arsenal, they got a manager who looks like he knows what he's doing, got a plan. They got a plan of the players they want to buy and the system they want to play. And Man United just look like they look on Twitter and YouTube and see what player's trending and then just buy that player. They just don't look like they have a plan. They don't know a manager they want to buy. And then trying to get into top four. For this game, I do think they will win because this Leicester team at the moment, I think with Leicester as well, I think their season's basically finished, ain't it? I don't know if they get into Europe. I mean, I don't know if they really want conference cup football again next season. So they might just finish where they are this season. I'm going to go for a Man United 2-0 win and put the heat on Tottenham and Arsenal. Connor?
Well, looking at both sides, I think Leicester are the most informed side out of the two of them. Yeah. I think Leicester, again, we spoke about Chelsea, looking to midweek. I think Leicester might be doing the same as well with the Conference League. But I couldn't give a toss who wins this game. But for me, I'm going to go Leicester 2-1. I just think United are broken. And there's no fixing them. And as you said as well, I could just imagine Poch in like a three-piece suit with his PowerPoint presentation, his pointy stick, going, "This is what I can do." Yeah. But yeah, it's ridiculous. But going on to the game, I think Leicester. I think they'll grab the win. I think I said 2-1. So yeah,
Leicester win, Doug.
Make that 2-2. I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree with what Connor's just said. And the thing is, Manchester United haven't lost to Leicester in the double since 1973. It was indeed. So that was the last time that Leicester City did the double over Manchester United. And I am going to go for the same scoreline, 2-1 the Foxes. I think the Foxes won their last season 2-1, but obviously this was a game where the significance because City did obviously go on and win the league because of that result. But I think Man United cannot afford to slip up, but I'm going to go for them to slip up here, 2-1 Leicester.
Sorry to interrupt. Wasn't this the game that they rested all their players to try and stop Liverpool getting Champions League?
It was, yes.
It was.
Yes.
Karma.
Jack?
Yeah. I'm going to go with Man United, sadly, for me. I think Suey, he'll come on and probably score. 50-year-old men doing Suey in the car park.
That is quite sad, ain't it?
Boys, hopefully I'm knowing you by then, but if you're looking after me in the next 30, 40 years, have a word with me. Just like clip me over the head. They've got to go over it. It makes me laugh. But yeah, I think they should have enough quality. They have got enough quality, but it's the case of United for the last 5, 6, 10 years. All that quality on the pitch can't really manage. But I'm going to go United, just due to the quality in Ronaldo. I think, annoyingly, he'll drag them over the line. I'm going to go, and it's Rodgers as well, David Brent in the technical area. So I'm going to go 3-1 to United. And Bruno to bloody score.
Bruno to score. Ice Willow, the guy in the grey has a great accent. That is Jack. Yeah, he's the.
But yeah, some people think I'm putting it on. Imagine.
True Scouser. You can't put it on.
I've been doing my channel for the last 5 years.
Go and check him out. Guys. His accent has got worse since, so go check.
Yeah. Typical Jamie Carragher from people. Yeah, of course. If you want to,
of course. Of course.
Right, guys. So that's all the Saturday games. So the Sunday games, a couple of games on Sunday. It's a good big one. West Ham versus Everton. Now,
bye,
Everton.
Tom.
Tom is still in the chat. You might want to cover your ears now, my man. So West Ham, Everton, West Ham, West Ham, for me, have been fantastic this season. David Moyes has done a great job at West Ham United. Probably not getting the praise he does deserve. He's been absolutely fantastic with his team. Keeping him in these European positions up till now has been, for me, a fantastic effort. They're obviously playing above themselves. And Moyes, it's sort of like the Everton team Moyes used to have. He's doing that at West Ham now. And they're playing some good stuff as well. They're not, they play decent football as well under David Moyes at West Ham, and they deserve a bit of respect. And Everton, on the other hand, their fixtures from now till the end of the season are horrible, really, really bad. And the problem with Everton, I think even Thomas said it. He just can't see. I mean, I think he's actually put it in the comments this time, but I just can't see Everton getting anything away from home this season now. I really can't. I mean, they're not suited to play away from home. I mean, I didn't expect them to beat Newcastle. I will say that. I didn't expect Everton to beat Newcastle with the full. I think they beat Newcastle, didn't they? Before we started.
They did.
I didn't expect them to win that game. The full Newcastle have been in. So, the Everton, they need wins bad, but West Ham, they still want European football. So, I'm gonna go West Ham 3-0. Connor.
I wish we could play that TikTok. If you guys know of Everton going down. To be fair, I think West. Either it's going to be one of those games which is going to be 1-0 in my head, or just West Ham is just going to batter them. Which I hope it's the latter. Sorry, Tom. Don't worry, Tom.
Tom, you've been saying that all season. What are you talking about? You're in a match with some fella that fucking sat himself to the post.
But for me, I'm going to go 2-0 West Ham.
Sorry,
Tom. Tom, you're going down.
Sorry, Tom. Doug.
Say it, Doug.
If West Ham get an early goal, the floodgates will open.
Ooh.
Everton defensively are an absolute shambles. I can't believe I'm going to say this.
Go on, go for it.
West Ham, Everton 0. 5-0. I think Everton are going to get absolute spanking.
Oh my word. 5-0 Neil.
Does anyone know Jared Bowen's back for this game, or is he still out?
Yes,
No.
he is. He is back. Yeah.
Game over, Tom. You got no chance.
Go on, Jack.
Yeah, no, it's fuck me.
Where's that Evertonian kit? Where's that Evertonian kit?
No, but I've watched quite a lot of West Ham this season. I've got a lot of West Ham mates as well, and obviously they've got aspirations of obviously potentially getting into the Champions League if you do win the Europa League this year, and you've got all the tools at their disposal. And given the size of the pitch as well, obviously New Olympic Stadium, I think as Doug said, it could get messy, and you can't sit back and defensively defend as Everton have been, and obviously Palace. And we all watched that FA Cup game. There's a lack of quality, lack of character as well. But yeah, I can't see anything more than a West Ham win, and I'll be absolutely fuming. I'll be messaging all my West Ham mates like, what he's doing, because if they've got aspirations, at least getting, whether that be Champions League or in Europe, they need to be winning like this. But for me, if Liverpool don't win the league, then I'd say give manager of the year to David Moyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. David Moyes is. I know a lot of people were saying Arteta if Arsenal get fourth, but no one expected West Ham to be where they are. I mean,
No.
The job Moyes has done is been incredible considering,
especially last year as well, mate. They've took that. I think Orvis said, we looked at West Ham, we're like, oh, they'll get a couple of injuries, but they haven't dropped. Yeah, they've had the odds pick up in terms of results, but they're still in contention.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a West Ham full house, and then the Super Sunday game. You know, all these games this weekend. This is the Super Sunday game, right? Tottenham Hotspur versus Newcastle United. Now Tottenham have been, a bit better form lately, haven't they? Picking up some wins. They've got 4 wins in their last 5 games with 1 loss. They've not done too badly. Beat Leeds 4-0, Everton 5-0. Obviously, they lost to Man United 3-2. They beat Brighton 2-0, and their last was they beat West Ham, one of their biggest rivals, 3-1. So Harry Kane's back in scoring goals. Son's playing well again. It's going to be an interesting game. Newcastle were, apart from Liverpool, I think the most informed team of 2022 at one point, and then they've lost 2 on the bounce. The league is, it's not all done for Newcastle yet. I think, they're 14th. They're on 31 points. They're probably safe now. So they can relax a little bit, but they still need points at the end of the day. But Tottenham, they're in decent form. Conte might have actually, woke them up a little bit now, got them going a little bit. Figured out a way to play. But my problem with Tottenham, and I've always said it, Tottenham are better when they don't have possession of the football. Tottenham are better when they counter-attack teams. That looks like it suits them more. Against Newcastle, at home, you expect them to be the dominant side, and Newcastle play the counter-attacking game. So it's up for an interesting game. But Tottenham have a bit of form at the moment. Conte's getting flying, and this fight for 4th place. At first I thought Arsenal got it sewn up, but it's really back on now. I'm going Tottenham to win this. I'm going 2-1 Spurs in the Super Sunday game. Connor?
Well, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. And I agree with you. I think Spurs, ever since, they've signed, is it Kulusevski?
Yeah, he's been decent.
Ajax.
Been really good.
Been really, really good. But they've played the same type of football, like every single week in, week out. Of course, they haven't had, European football, since obviously getting knocked out of the Conference League and that. So they've played practically the same team week in, week out at times, and it doesn't work against every single team. But I think I've gone Spurs 3-2 because I think Newcastle.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I think Spurs. Obviously, Son scoring goals, Kane is scoring goals. Newcastle are playing quite well at the moment. With Bruno Guimaraes playing unbelievable for them in the midfield. But for me, 3-2 Spurs for me.
Doug?
Ooh. I mean, you've got to say that, I think the thing for me is with Kulusevski, he's a very, very good player. It reminds me of a joke someone told me. What do Scandinavians eat with their burgers? Sweet potato fries.
Sweet potato fries, Jesus Christ. Jesus.
But I have to say, I think Newcastle are safe. I have to say, I think Newcastle are safe. So for me, I'm going to go 2-1 to Tottenham.
2-1 to Tottenham. Jack?
I'm hoping, as we say, we got Newcastle coming up in a couple of weeks as well. Hoping they're on the beach when we play them.
They got Man City as well. I think they have Man City, Liverpool back to back, don't they?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Newcastle win here. Only given that I think I watched this fixture last season. Johnson, for some weird reason, always scores against Tottenham. Yeah. Like, I think if you look at all of his goals, they're all against Spurs. And Spurs shit the bed when they play Newcastle. So I'm gonna go with 2-1. A typical Spursy.
Don't worry, Chris. I've still got loads in my head to tell you. So yeah.
So Jack, you're going for Newcastle, yeah?
Yeah, it's a weird one. I know it's a bit mad.
Rest of us going with Spurs, but this fight for fourth place is really hotting up, and the last game of the whole weekend is Monday Night Football. Is Crystal Palace and Arsenal.
Big game there.
Now, Palace, I've got a little soft spot for Palace, as I've said before. I don't live far away, and first game I ever saw supporting Liverpool was against Crystal Palace in the '91 semi-final. So that was the first game, and I don't live far from Palace and all that, and I've got Palace friends and that. But I like what Patrick Vieira's done this season for Crystal Palace. I think he's played some good football. People will say, well, they are in the league where they've been in a way and sort of stuff like that. But, they're 12th in the league. They could finish higher. I mean, they're only 2 points off Leicester in 10th and 2 points off Aston Villa in 9th. So they could even get a top 10 finish yet this season. I mean, it's not out of realms of possibility. They're playing decent football. I like what Patrick Vieira's doing. He's getting these players to play a brand of football they haven't played for a few years under Roy Hodgson, It's hard to change that round in one season. And he's done quite really well, Patrick Vieira, for me. Arsenal, look, they are better this season than they have been for the previous seasons. No doubt about that. And Arteta has got a plan on what he wants to do. There's no doubt about that. But I do think it's a bit under a cloud how good Arsenal are right now. They've had no Europe this season. They're playing one game a week. They went out of all the cups. Leicester are not the team they were in the previous season, so they ain't competing with them. Everton are completely falling away. Aston Villa will probably be more competition next season. Tottenham, till now, haven't found any real form this season. Man United have just been absolutely disastrous this season. So I can't say.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, and I don't know if Arsenal have been that. They are better. I'm not having a go at them. They have been far better this season, Arsenal. They really have. They are improving. But I don't know if they've improved that much to where they are now, considering everyone else around them has been absolutely shocking and are only playing once a week. I think the real test for Arsenal is next season if they get when they're probably going to be in some kind of European football next season, playing twice a week again. So I think that's when we get the real look at Arsenal next season. But they deserve to be where they are this season. There's no doubt about it. They deserve to be in fourth place. But Tottenham are coming right after them now, and they are in a bit of form. Crystal Palace is going to be a hard game. But I think Crystal Palace's focus now might be the semi-final of the FA Cup. So I am going for a Arsenal win, 2-1. Connor?
Well, I think earlier on in the season when they drew 2-2, and I think Arsenal got a last-minute winner.
That's correct, yeah.
And I think Palace 1,000% deserved the win. And this season they've been very impressive. Conor Gallagher, for example, he's been brilliant. Up there with shouts for team of the season. And for me, I think Arteta's done a brilliant job with what he's been given. Of course, spending the most in the summer. And especially from those 3 games at the start of the season, plenty of managers would continue to go downhill from there. But fair play to him. He's bounced back. Of course, we know European football, that helps. But for me, this game, I'm going for a Crystal Palace win. I'm going 2-1 to Crystal Palace. I know Arsenal are one of the most informed teams in the league, but Selhurst Park, when that is, bouncing, it's a very, very tough ground to go to. And this Palace side, I think, is very, very good at the moment. Yeah. And hopefully we'll get better as well. But yeah, for me, 2-1 Palace.
2-1 Palace. Can't disagree much with that. Doug?
Shout out to 442 magazine. Just think this is the magazine. Rip up the prediction you guys had for Crystal Palace. You guys had Crystal Palace 20th.
Did they?
20th when you've got Norwich City, who are a bloody yo-yo club. 20th. 20th. Oh, no, this is even worse. They had Patrick Vieira as the first manager to be sacked.
Wow.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I have to be honest, I think this is a very hard game to call. So I like what Vieira's doing over at Palace, and they absolutely battered the Ev 2 weeks ago, I think it was now. This is such a hard one to call. I mean, I look at Arsenal, right, and if they win, they go on to 57 points.
Yeah.
Spurs win, they're bang level with Arsenal 154, I think. But I look at just something in this Palace side just says to me that Vieira's picked up points against his former club in Manchester City. Picked up 2 points already. That's a hard one. I am going to go for Desmond 2-2.
2-2. Jack?
Doug, don't look at my Premier League prediction at the beginning of the year. I think I had Palace in the bottom 3 as well, because I went with the same logic as 4-4-2 and a lot of the pundits. I said, obviously, the transition of obviously getting rid of Roy and bringing in, and I looked at Patrick's record in Ligue 1, and it was absolutely atrocious in reality. Didn't play the best football, and even when he did manage in the MLS as well. But yeah, he's done a cracking job, and I'm going to go with an Arsenal. I think they'll just be a typical 1-0 to the Arsenal, similar to that they had against Villa last 2 weeks ago anyway. I think they'll grind it out somehow, but it's whether it be, as the lads have said, will it be typical Arsenal? We joke about Spurs being Spurs. Will it be Arsenal being typical Arsenal? And I swear, if United were allowed to get into top 4 by Arsenal and Tottenham and even West Ham, then it's like when was it Leicester bottled it the last 2 seasons on the run?
Yeah.
Like Leicester should have got top 4, but I'm going to go 1-0 to the Arsenal.
1-0 to the Arsenal. Yeah, it's got to be. It is a tight one to call because, as you say, Palace are playing well this season. Vieira's doing great stuff. And look, Selhurst Park and the night game under lights in the Premier League might be one of the best atmospheres to go to.
Yeah, 100%.
It really is. The atmosphere they get up there is, get down there, is absolutely fantastic. And it will be a difficult game for Arsenal because the thing is, Patrick Vieira's Arsenal teams will play. They will come to play. And, I think against Aston Villa, Arsenal played Villa were terrible that game and gave Arsenal absolutely nothing in behind their defence. But Palace, they got runners. They got athleticism, movement up front. And, they will cause Arsenal some problems on Monday night. They really will. I mean, look at the problems they caused Man City. I mean, I think that was a Monday night game as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
it's their pace up front as well. You've got Mateta, Olise, Eze, Zaha, Edward. They've got some fantastic players, and obviously, they've got one of the best in Conor Gallagher at the moment, who is absolutely
at the back
fantastic
as well, Doug. I love him as a centre
yeah. Tyrick Mitchell as well. They've got a fantastic squad.
They got some
to
great
Palace, and
Yeah.
honestly, I think they are very, very underrated side, Palace, and
Totally.
I love the work that Vieira's doing there. I think he's doing a fantastic job.
They got good youngsters as well. I mean, most of them players you picked out are all youngsters in that team.
Mm-hmm.
Now a lot of people go on about Arsenal's youngsters. I think you need to talk about Palace's youngsters as well.
Oof,
They're playing some really good stuff, these Palace young boys, and I think at least he's out though with hamstring injury, ain't he?
Was he?
I think he got an
that's a
hamstring
blow,
injury, and I was hearing Rich from Eagle Eye talking about it the other day. So I think he's out with hamstring injury, and I don't even know if he'll make the cup semi-final. So that's a
blow. He's a proper wee player, Olise. I really like the look of him.
It's going to be tight. Yeah. But as we've got the Premier League up here, I'm looking at Arsenal and Tottenham there. Arsenal got a game in hand, but it is against Tottenham. I do believe, because they were meant to play at December time, weren't they? 3 points in it. I mean, I think Man United are out of it. I really do. I think West Ham are out of it. I think it's out of Tottenham and Arsenal for me. And all this Arsenal talk, we know what their fan base is like. It is hilarious. They are the most topsy-turvy fan base I've ever seen in my life. And if Tottenham get fourth at the end of this season, oh my word, Tottenham fans should give them grief for the rest of their lifetime, I tell you. Because, Arsenal, you hear it sewn up. And, with Arsenal, though, they got Tottenham to play. I think they got Chelsea to play again yet as well, haven't they?
Yeah, and I think they're both away as well.
Yeah, so, I mean, they've got some difficult games. Tottenham got some difficult games. I know they got to play us, obviously, at our place. And
then you got United coming up very shortly as well.
Yeah,
Leicester, Burnley, Norwich, and Newcastle, Villa.
Yeah,
it's mad. That's all Tottenham's fixtures.
Yeah, they've all got some hard games. I mean, this ain't over yet. This could possibly go to the last day of the season. But as we say, if Tottenham beat Newcastle in the earlier, they will go level on points, or they go above Arsenal. Got a better goal difference, ain't they? So they will go above Arsenal.
This is the thing with Arsenal. If they don't finish fourth, then it's going to tear them apart. Reminds me of someone said my partner left me because of my obsession with horoscopes. It tore us apart.
Oh, for goodness sake. Doug, your dad jokes.
Yeah. No, for me, like when I've seen Tottenham, I think I was on your show, Jay, a couple of weeks ago when I said I think Tottenham would get top four only because the manager, I think Conte's got far too much experience in terms of management. So I'd go with Spurs only down to obviously the inability from Arteta, but a lot of credit. But it's not like Arsenal have spent a lot of money, as Con said before. They were one of the biggest spenders in the whole of Europe, and if they don't get top four, then obviously there will be questions asked of Arteta.
Yeah, totally. I mean, if you look at Tottenham and Arsenal, you'd say Tottenham have got the better manager in Conte. I think Arsenal might have the better all-round squad over Tottenham, but Tottenham have them two up front. And Harry Kane's, he's finally woken up from his his sleep for the last.
Hey man, Ronaldo, he started scoring, haven't he?
And then he started scoring. I think he's second top goal scorer now, Kane, ain't he? Something like that.
Well, one of the things that we haven't really spoken about, I don't think anyone on anyone's channel, is the fact that this season could be one of the best Premier League seasons ever.
Yeah, it's true.
In terms of, title race, top four, and relegation. Yeah, there hasn't been a season in recent years that, everything's been down to the last, 6-7 games of the season. It just goes to show, how good and how quality the Premier League is. Best league in the world, realistically.
Yeah, it's true. Nothing is... apart from Norwich, I think everything else is still up for grabs, ain't it, basically?
Yeah.
I mean,
Norwich are gone. Norwich are gone, just like a bloody yo-yo.
Fulham, I'll put my mortgage on them going down next season. Mitrovic will turn into prime Mitrovic in the Prem.
Andy Carroll.
Yeah.
Gets about 2 goals and then fucked off.
What's he got, 38 goals in the Championship or something like that this season?
Yeah.
He's too good for the Championship, but not good enough for the Prem. It's a weird scenario he's in. But parachute payments are one thing that irritates me because Norwich take the mick out of it. They just take the mick out of it. They come up. They don't spend any money on the club. Take the parachute payments. Keeps them
when
going for a while.
Mitrovic plays in the Premier League, he gets a nosebleed because he's just not very, very good.
No.
Yeah, the ever signing next season, we go down. Better than Calvert Donkey Lewin.
I mean, if Everton go down, is that if Everton go down, if Everton get relegated this season, is that the biggest relegation ever from the Premier League?
Yes, due to the history of the club. Obviously, Tom, you'll probably know. Have Everton ever been relegated from the top tier of English football?
Them and Arsenal. Them and Arsenal, the only two.
Because they are historically one of the first established teams in the Premier League, aren't they? Well, in the first division.
Would say probably Leeds for like the short history. At the time.
Chris asked a question: should the hosts for the World Cup or Euros get automatic qualification without having to play any qualifying matches?
Yes.
Because you can't have the host of a tournament actually not there.
It was like was it South Africa, the first game of the year? I remember watching it. Was about 10 or 8. So I remember like obviously use the Jabulani ball and all that. It was amazing. Obviously the atmosphere of the native South Africans as well, and it was amazing.
I love that. That was a good World Cup, but it was their winter.
One of my favourite ones. Yeah,
that was their winter time, wasn't it? That was their winter time. I remember. Ian Wright, I think it was Ian Wright was telling a story. Ray Parlour was meeting them out there for doing the punditry and media work on the World Cup, and he turned up at the airport in South Africa in shorts, flip flops, and a vest, and he was absolutely freezing because he didn't realise that the Southern Hemisphere is now in their winter. And he turned up in like vest, shorts, and flip flops, thinking he was having a summer away at the World Cup with his pals, and it was like middle of winter. But the World Cup this year is going to be mad, ain't it? Absolutely mad in November. 6 weeks. And then apparently the Premier League restarts on Boxing Day, don't it? I think the final is a few days before Christmas Day, and then they go, and you're back Boxing Day.
Realistically, it's stupid. Should never be a thing.
It shouldn't. But I have got the World Cup draw on my channel on Friday. So if anyone else is doing it as well, Doug's got it, I think. I think we've all... it'll be a big one for all the channels, so make sure everyone's watching.
Scout's not English, me, Jay. We will.
Scout's not English, Jay.
I'll be cheering on this. Everyone's get eliminated. Get our players back fully fit for the new season.
Before I finish off, just want to talk. Me and Connor spoke about it at the beginning about Mo Salah. Just before we finish off, so Mo, he went. I did the watch along for this game last night, Senegal, Egypt. It wasn't a good game of football. I don't know if you guys saw any of it. It wasn't a good game of football. The opening goal was in the first 3 minutes, and then a lot of it was a lot of fouls, a lot of dirty tackles, a lot of start-stopping. Egypt have just got no quality in their squad at all. It was an awful game of football. The only entertainment was the penalties, how bad they were. I mean, that was Mo obviously missing
no on the
his
fucking dance
penalty.
floor. He was on the dance floor.
And then the flashlights all game, the laser lights all game. I couldn't believe it, and not taken away by the stewarding and the police in there. And then obviously the scenes after the game, the horrible scenes, we saw after the game, and they were really going for Mo. I mean, I don't know why they did him for Mo, but they had him.
Yeah, it was mad, that mate.
They were throwing stuff at his head. Did you see it? Throwing things at his head. He's having a duck and dive. They got security around him and getting him. And I don't know if you guys have seen it. There's a lot of rumours that he might be retiring from international football.
That'll be interesting.
Apparently, he said his goodbyes to his teammates and all that if we ever play again together and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I just want to get your quick opinions on that, guys.
Yeah,
Jack.
For me on that, mate. Obviously, it comes down to Mo, doesn't it? Similar to, I think Messi retired a couple of seasons ago when he was
came back.
Yeah, he was sick and tired. Obviously, if something changes the next 2-4 years in terms of Egypt, in terms of getting better quality within the squad, he's playing with El Neni. Yeah. I think El Neni was playing out wide in the African Cup of Nations for Egypt,
and he was playing through the middle. Salah was playing number 9 through the middle yesterday. and it's just not his. He's playing through the middle, and it's not his position. He hardly got any kick of the ball. You can see how frustrated he is. I mean, the quality he plays with, obviously, for Liverpool, and then you go away to your national team. Like, it means so much for Mo Salah and all these players, the Manes and all that, to play for them now. They're so proud, the Africans. Never seen a prouder bunch of players playing for their international side than the African players, I have to say. And they take so much pride in it. And I was sitting there watching him yesterday, and I felt so sorry for him. He's not getting a touch of the ball. And then you can tell the Egyptian players are like, "We get the ball, just give it to Mo." You know, that's their tactic. And, you know, they're over-kitting passes and he can't get on with it. And you're seeing the frustration. And then, obviously, his penalty miss with them laser pens in his face. That was just...
Like, they could be dangerous, mate.
Yeah,
we get getting advertised when we were kids. Don't shine them in people's eyes. But, like, it's... And people joking about Salah missing that pen. Mate, if we were, like, doing our videos and we had, like, 50-odd... like a couple of thousand of bloody laser pens flying at us, of course it'd put you off. It'd put anyone off. But the stewards couldn't literally do nothing because there was thousands of them on them, mate. But for me, psychologically, for Mo, I think he needs to pack it in now, the internationals. I know he is the biggest player in world football, apart from obviously Mo Salah, Ronaldo and Messi, in terms of the global fan base. Yeah, he's so... Well, and obviously all the Muslim fans are amazing as well. They love him, especially all the Liverpool fans. But it's distressing which, like, the elite level players, obviously they can cope with it, but it's how bothered he can be. Obviously he love, and I'd always loved playing for the Egypt, but for him personally and mentally, can he keep on going? If he had players in and around him, did Trezeguet play last night?
You dog.
He's done nothing. So he's literally got no one.
No, El Nene was... There was a bit in the game where, you know, a pass was on for Mo. He made a good run through the middle, and El Nene put it about 20 yards in front of him. so that's what Mo was feeding off all game. So I understand his frustration. Obviously, me and Connor spoke about this at the beginning. So, Doug, I'll give it over to you. Your thoughts?
I think he's always been Egypt's main man, isn't he? He's like their like big player, isn't he? I think the pressure has really got to him. But the thing is, for me, he's not had any service in this Egypt side. Egypt have not got many good players in their side, if I'm being honest. I mean, you had Ghazi, a centre back, and he's very, very good. The problem is he's in his mid-30s now, and I think, in my opinion, that's probably Mo Salah's last chance to get to a World Cup. I don't see him being able to get to another World Cup anyway, and I don't think Egypt are great. And the manager as well, he's too defensive-minded, Carlos Queiroz. Yeah. He always has been. So if Mo does retire, then it gives him another chance to look ahead and obviously just play his club football. I think he needs to just focus on that.
Totally agree. I think one person he'll last as well, Drugoni and everyone, James Milner. I think he'll probably ask James Milner before he does anything. I'm pretty sure Milner done that a couple of years back and just said, I'm retired, and just so I can prolong my playing career. Obviously, it is selfish from his point of view. I think a lot of the Egypt fans, football fans, will be like, "Oh, that's selfish." But it's positive. It's positive. But yeah, now I think he'll have a good word with with Milner and Jurgen Klopp, most importantly, and just say, "Gaffer, all my best doing," because especially if he wants to play at Liverpool for the next, I think. When's the next tournament coming around? Obviously, will he be like 32?
32 for the next AFCON, he'll be 32, 34 for the next World Cup.
Yeah. So
and does he really... I think if Egypt had the Senegal quality in their team, I don't think he would. But he's just a man fighting on his own, and he's just going to get disappointed.
Yeah, I think the thing is Senegal got a very, very good opportunity to do well at the World Cup. They've got some very, very good players.
obviously we remember the 2002 Senegal side. Well, obviously, I remember. I remember obviously. What was it? Papa Bouba Diop as well. I think Ali Cisse, the manager, played in that side as well.
Yeah,
and obviously we had I like to call him Juice Bag because he is a juice bag.
So. Oh, he's a prick, ain't he? He's a prick. You heard these comments about Mo, about the contract stuff, and all. The man's just
he is a massive bell end.
But yes, but talking about Ballon d'Or quick before we go, Sadio Mane. Now this is a weird one because obviously the whole thing is Mo. For me, probably should have won the Ballon d'Or this year already, and we talk about him winning it next year. The form he's in, being one of the best, if not the best footballer in the world. The weird thing is Sadio Mane is won AFCON with Senegal. He's taken them to the World Cup. If he wins the league title or the Premier League or the Champions League,
wins it all, Jay.
Wins it all with Liverpool this season, even if it is just one of the big ones, Champions League or Premier League. With Liverpool this season, the way the Ballon d'Or goes and looks at their winners of the Ballon d'Or, Sadio Mane could actually be right up there as one of the potential winners. Connor.
Well, champions. Well, you'd be the champion of Africa, England, Europe, and potentially the world next year because Club World Cup. If he was to do it, but yeah, it is that, isn't it? It's the fact we always speak about Mo being in the contention for Ballon d'Or, but yeah, you are right. Sadio's name will definitely be in there, and rightfully so because he's had a huge couple of months. Certainly for, of course, Senegal, but more importantly, like Liverpool in the next couple of months. Who knows what could happen, but yeah, I think his name will definitely be up there. Whether or not he does it, who knows? Because we all know the award is backwards at times.
Like Chris says here, the fact that Jorginho finished third for winning the Euros and the Champions League, you got to put Mane. Mane's got to be in top 3 contention, then surely.
I swear, if it's anyone other than at least Benzema, Salah, Lewan or Mo, or even Mane, if we do win Everton, then it's
pointless. Yeah, exactly.
A popularity contest, mate.
It is. It's all it is. It's all it is. But guys, I really appreciate you coming on today. Thank you very much, all of you. Everyone in the comments, really appreciate it, guys. So Premier League is back. We got rid of all that part-time international bollocks, and we're back with the proper football. Guys, it's been an honour. Don't forget to go and check out the guys' YouTube channels and their socials. I'll put it all in the description after this video. I'll stick all their links there, guys. Make sure you go and sub to all of them. They're great people, massive Liverpool fans. Great content they do. Appreciate everyone being here today. You never walk alone, guys. See you Saturday.
Cheers, Vince.